Hey, what's up, Patreon people? It is Friday, October 25th. Doing a little late night sculpting. Wrapping up this Frankenstein. Is he in focus? I'm not sure that's getting a good focus on it, but we've changed a couple of things. One, he had a belt, and we dang, I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to see it. I want to see it focus. Uh, he had a belt, and we replaced that with a rope belt. And we added a couple of tufts around the pants. Just these little, very subtle, kind of tuft things. And we did the bolts on either side. And we added this one, I don't know what movie it is, but one of the movies, he's only got one of these things on the side. I would love to see it focus in, which is what I'm not seeing. But, there we go. Well, that only took 1 minute and 58 seconds. So there's some of the back wrinkles. So we're just finally he's in focus. Jeez, look, I knew it wasn't in focus. Dang it. So what I'm doing now is just adding some more veins on the other side of the forearms and wrapping it up. And we will send it to our mold maker, Steve West at Cellarcast. He's our guy. He does all our stuff. We've had a handful of casters, mold makers, and he's the best. And he's also a sculptor himself. That almost went off the back. So now all I'm doing is I'm going to add just a little bit of Vaseline to the back of these forearms so the veins will stick. And we're plugging away on our book with 3D Total. And so far, all our pictures have sucked. So we're getting a new camera, and we're having a professional photographer come over. He's going to help us a little bit this weekend. And hopefully we'll start getting them some photographs they like, and we'll get our demo started. And we've got some other sculptors doing demos. I was just looking at the point on this, on the back of his stitches. It looks like it got kind of, we are out of focus again. Hello. There it goes. But so we're writing a bunch, and that's fun. And as soon as we get the photos locked in, we'll start a couple of demos. One of them will be a monster. One of them will be a human. And then one of them will be one of our tech pieces. One of our mechanical Professor McElroy, the rusted robot things we do. So we'll do a little bit of everything. Wouldn't want to do 3 monsters or 3 humans or anything, you know, I think variety is good. And we'll have Jordu's shell. I don't know if I've talked about this or not, but Jordu is going to do one of the demos, so that'll be awesome. And Forrest Rogers and Eris Colacantes. So we're going to have some sweet demos for the book. Now I'm just looking at it through the camera because it's funny how you see different stuff. So I've got this kind of wide paintbrush that I'm applying Vaseline to the piece with, but then I've also got a smaller one for when I just want to apply just a little bit. One little spot. Because there's no reason to keep just glomming on Vaseline onto the piece. That's not really great for it. So just do a little minimal amount. And then we just did an article for Amazing Figure Modeler, Cthulhu. Issue 68, Lovecraft issue, and that was fun. We're happy to do that. Amazing Figure Modeler is one of the last, you know, industry magazines. We're happy to support them. I would love to get over here and redo this whole arm, but no matter what piece it is, there's always some part of it that it's like, I need to do another, 6 or 12 hours on this. But, Brandon went to see The Lighthouse tonight, so I think that has some kind of Cthulhu monster or something happens. I think he said he saw tentacles in the trailer, so that's what I'm going by, which may or may not be correct. You never know. It could be a dream sequence or something. You know how it is with movies. So, and again, now I'm just looking at it through the camera. Just Just a little trick. It's kind of like looking at it through the mirror. And Brandon didn't like the belt. We talked about, who's dressing Frankenstein. At the beginning, I think Igor and Dr. Frankenstein have him dressed. But then at some point, he can read and speak and knows the ways of man, to quote him. So he could tie a knot, I'm sure, and would want his pants up. I think I am going to get a Dremel and go back in here and just make this a little bit more meaty. Like there's the skull and then there's the meat over it. But I kind of wanted it to be vague, I didn't want to do too much of the hair. Just keep it kind of raw. But this has been fun. I think, like I've said, it took us a couple of tries. The creature, came out pretty easy. And then this Frankenstein, man, we made 3 bodies and I think 4 heads. I don't know. We kept trying to, you just want to be happy with it. I think the next thing we're going to do is probably a werewolf. And I think we've posted the pictures. That's my dog banging against the a cabinet. But we shrunk down the Gill Man. And so that's going to be coming out. And so this will probably be coming out right behind that. I might fill in the mouth a little bit more so it doesn't, catch in the mold. But just a light, I didn't spray primer on it. I sprayed primer into the lid and then brushed some primer on it just so I could see closer to what the true surface is. And because there's Sculpey, and then there's, Sculpey that's been chiseled, and then Mod Podge. And so you start to get little deformations and stuff, and it's good to just put the gray primer on it and see this is what it really is. So like I usually do, I just start rambling and I don't really work. But let me do a little bit of... That was Big Hoss having a drink. My largest and oldest of the pack. And it had a, you can still see the wire right there. So it had a wire coming out about a 1/2 inch and it was going into this hole. And so that just made it really firm and, it was easier to work on. And now that I've cut that off in preparation for, sending it to the caster, it feels way crazier that it's just loose like this. But, and here's the creech. I think I showed this last time, but onward and upward. I'd love to keep messing with this, but really, just is what it is. And hopefully people will like it. So we've got a Wolverine going too, and we'll shift over to that now. It's in Aves. It's for a collector, so we want to do it in Aves, so it's super tough and dense. And thank you so much for supporting our Patreon. We really appreciate it. All y'all are making a huge difference for us. It's great to be able to count on that money, and hope everybody's enjoying this stuff. We've got some fun stuff coming up, and we'll be able to show it soon. So thanks again, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.